Johnny wouldn't have did nothing better than what I got in my mind, which I don't understand. Johnny wanted to put some smile in my mind. I don't want no free. He wanted to give me some free shit that was way smaller than this. I don't want no free. I want my money and I want to go over the top, best of the best, biggest of the biggest, make it work.
A Bond thought untouchable just exploded, and the truth is about to change everything you thought you knew. Johnny wasn't going to do anything better than what I already had in my mind. What people don't understand is Johnny wanted to throw me something small. I don't want freebies. He was offering something tiny compared to what I had in mind. I want my money, and I want to go over the top, the best of the best, the biggest of the biggest. Make it happen. A 20-year friendship in the Houston jewelry game just went nuclear. The explosive truth behind Johnny Dang's $200 million empire is about to shake the entire hip-hop world. Behind the diamond grills and million-dollar chains, Sauce Walka was spending serious money at Johnny's shop for 2 decade-chef million-dollar purchases, countless chains, loyalty that ran deeper than business. But when Sauce discovered he was getting finessed with overpriced jewelry and lab-grown diamonds passed off as natural, everything changed. The shocking reality behind this collapse in one of hip-hop's most iconic jeweler relationships is more calculated and ruthless than anyone imagined. And now, we're about to reveal it all, including bombshell audio that has Johnny Dang scrambling to protect his reputation. Social media has been buzzing about this Sauce Walka and Johnny Dang situation, with everyone picking sides and throwing accusations. But yo, it's time to separate fact from fiction, the real from the fake, because this story goes way deeper than a simple rap beef. Don't get it twisted, this wasn't random internet drama. Johnny Dang and Sauce Walka shared over 20 years of historia bond that started when Sauce was grinding in the Houston scene, spending serious cash at Johnny's shop, building what seemed like unshakable loyalty. Here's where it gets juicy. Sometimes the people closest to you are plotting the hardest moves. Picture this. Johnny Dang came to America from Vietnam with nothing but ambition and a hunger to succeed. Starting from a humble flea market booth in Houston, he hustled every day, mastering English, building connections with local artists on the rise. That grind turned into a $200 million jewelry empire, making Johnny the go-to jeweler for top rappers from Houston to Atlanta to Los Angeles. What set Johnny apart wasn't just his skill, it was strategy. He saw the booming hip-hop world in the early 2000s and understood what rappers wanted: custom pieces that told their story, reflected their status, and defined their image. He wasn't just selling jewelry, he was selling identity, prestige, and artistic statements that could elevate a career. And Houston? That city was the perfect launchpad for a legacy like this. Houston had already birthed legends like DJ Screw and UGK, and it had a thriving underground scene where artists were hungry to flex their success through ice. Johnny positioned himself at the center of this cultural explosion, offering payment plans, custom designs, and personal connections that made artists feel like family while they spent touring profits and advances without hesitation. In the hip-hop jewelry world, loyalty runs deep. When you find a jeweler who gets your vision, someone who can turn your wildest diamond dreams into reality, you don't just shop there, you become family. That's exactly what happened between Johnny Dang and Sauce Walka. For 2 decades, Sauce was dropping serious money at Johnny's shop, a $500,000 chain purchase here, countless grills, pendants, bracelets there. Sauce wasn't just a customer, he was a walking billboard for Johnny's craftsmanship. But here's where it goes beyond loyalty. While Sauce fueled Johnny's Houston reputation with hundreds of thousands of dollars, out-of-town artists were getting perks Sauce never saw. Johnny had a tiered system. Certain high-profile celebrities received free promotional pieces, exclusive discounts, or first access to new designs, while longtime local supporters like Sauce were paying full price every time. The jewelry game thrives on perception and exclusivity. When top artists wear a jeweler's pieces, everyone wants in. Johnny understood this psychology. Free and discounted pieces for influencers in exchange for posts and appearances were standard, but loyal customers from before Johnny blew up weren't included. The real kicker? According to industry insiders, Johnny's moves weren't mistakes, they were a calculated game on his clientele. Word started circulating that Johnny Dang was charging premium prices for jewelry while using CVD diamonds, lab-grown stones passed off as natural diamonds. Rappers were paying $50,000 to $100,000 for pieces they believed were genuine, but in reality, they were getting lab-created stones worth a fraction of that price. The CVD diamond controversy runs deeper than most realize. These lab-grown stones can be produced in weeks, compared to millions of years for natural diamonds. Chemically identical to real diamonds, their market value is drastically lower. A natural 2-carat diamond might sell for $20,000, while a similar CVD diamond could cost $3,000 to $5,000. When jewelers charge natural diamond prices for lab-grown stones without disclosure, it's essentially fraud. Everything escalated when Sauce Walka debuted what he called the world's first permanent $1 million grill, crafted by celebrity jeweler Jose Giomata. This wasn't just jewelry, it was a masterpiece. The grill featured 3-carat and 1-carat rose gold diamonds, valued at $20,000 to $50,000 per tooth across all 28 teeth, totaling over 50 carats of premium diamonds perfectly set in a permanent mouthpiece. Sauce said on camera, "I'm taking out Johnny Dangs and putting in the Geos. I'm upgrading. We went from $100,000 to $1 million. We're setting a bar standard in Texas is so high, it cannot be beaten."
World's most expensive grill, man. Sauce Walka, plug Geo, you dig?
I'm gonna take out the Johnny Dangs and put in the Geos. I'm sorry. I'm taking out these and I'm upgrading to these. You know what I'm saying? We went from 100,000 to 1 million. You know what I'm saying? Cause we had to we setting the bar standard in the state of Texas so high that it cannot be beaten.
That statement publicly comparing the two jewelers and framing Johnny Dang's work as a downgrade was the spark that ignited the collapse of a 20-year relationship. What made it even more explosive was timing. Johnny was already under scrutiny for his business practices, and here was one of his most loyal customers publicly declaring his work wasn't up to $1 million standards. It gets deeper. Jose Giomata, the jeweler behind that grill, wasn't just a random competitor. According to Johnny Dang's official business page, Gio had been a former employee who abruptly left in April 2021. This transforms the story from business rivalry into a personal betrayal with insider knowledge. From Johnny's perspective, Sauce Walka didn't just switch jewelers, she handed a $1 million job to someone who had learned Johnny's techniques, pricing, and strategies, then walked out to become direct competition. 4 months, Gio had been posting #JNayWho on social media, with some insiders claiming he was copying Johnny's designs while undercutting prices. In immigrant business communities, this hits hard. Johnny had invested time training Gio, sharing trade secrets, and bringing him into the inner circle. When that knowledge is used against you, it's more than business, it's personal. The streets were buzzing, and what emerged was explosive. Gio had publicly called out Johnny Dang, claiming he had been underpaid despite generating over $9 million in revenue for Johnny in a single year. That's right, one employee responsible for $9 million, yet allegedly not fairly compensated. But the claims didn't stop there. Gio also alleged that Johnny was selling rappers CVD diamonds instead of natural ones, confirming what industry insiders had whispered for years. His insider knowledge made these claims especially damaging. He had full access to Johnny's suppliers, pricing, and operations. The day after the $1 million grill reveal, Johnny fired back with a heated 4-part response, revealing how deeply the betrayal cut. You could hear the pain and anger in his voice. This wasn't just business. It was personal and cultural. He had even tried reaching out to Sauce Walka for dinner to discuss a new grill and potential collaboration. Johnny's message was clear. It's all good, you can shop around the world. You don't need to use my name, but if you do, show some respect. If not, keep my name out your mouth. Behind the scenes, Sauce Walka remained cool but brutally honest, exposing the tension that had been simmering for years. Johnny didn't want to go bigger than what he had in mind, and Sauce made his expectations crystal clear. He wasn't looking for freebie, she wanted to go all out. I don't want no free. I want my money, and I want the best of the best. The biggest of the biggest. Make it work. Sauce's frustration only grew. It's not going to fit? I don't care. Make it fit. That's the point. He wanted Gio to deliver massive diamonds, fully customized and bold, the kind that made his lips poke out and demanded attention. "I want the biggest diamonds possible. Go in my teeth. Make it happen. I want this for my crew, my people, my gangsters. That's what it's for." The real shocker? Sauce felt like Johnny Dang was rolling out the red carpet for out-of-town rappers and celebrities, giving them free pieces and special treatment, while longtime Houston customers like Sauce, who had spent hundreds of thousands over 2 decades, were treated like ordinary clients. Reports surfaced that Sauce had previously asked Johnny for free jewelry and was refused, while other artists enjoyed promotional pieces. This revealed the core tension. It wasn't just about diamonds, it was about respect, loyalty, and the unspoken hierarchy in the jewelry game. Sauce wasn't upset over a grill, he was upset that his loyalty didn't carry the same weight as fame and clout. According to Joe's allegations, Johnny Dang wasn't just making occasional mistakes, she had allegedly been running this scheme on multiple high-profile clients. Imagine charging $100,000 for a piece containing $30,000 worth of CVD diamonds. That's $70,000 in extra profit per piece, while customers believe they're buying natural stones. Multiply this across hundreds of high-end pieces over the years, and you're talking millions in potentially fraudulent profits. The diamond certification system exists to prevent this. Natural diamonds come with GIA certificates verifying origin and quality. Lab-grown stones should be clearly marked. Issuing natural certificates for lab-grown stones? That's serious fraud, potentially criminal. And this wasn't isolated, it was allegedly systematic, helping Johnny build his $200 million empire. Many artists trust their jeweler completely, relying on their word. When someone that close to the business speaks out, it hits harder than any outsider speculation. The implications go far beyond Johnny Dang's shop. If one of hip-hop's most trusted jewelers allegedly engaged in these practices, it raises questions about the luxury jewelry market in music. How many other artists may have overpaid, believing they were buying natural diamonds? In Houston, loyalty and respect run deep. Johnny built his reputation as the city's jeweler, the one who understood the scene, supported local artists, and made the city proud. That's why these allegations cut deeper than business theory, a betrayal of trust, loyalty, and community. The Houston hip-hop scene has always been built on loyalty and mutual support. When local artists blow up, there's an unspoken expectation they bring opportunities back to the city, support local businesses, and stay connected to the community that raised them. Johnny Dang thrived in this culture. Houston artists didn't just buy from him for his skill, they bought from him because he was part of the local family. So when Sauce Walka, one of Houston's most loyal customers for over 2 decades, felt like a second-tier client while out-of-town artists received VIP treatment, it wasn't just a business slight. It was a violation of the city's unwritten rules. This wasn't merely business betrayal, it was a cultural betrayal, undermining the very community support system that helped build Johnny's empire. The bigger question: how many other artists were treated the same way? If Johnny was systematically overcharging for CVD diamonds while giving special perks to select clients and ignoring longtime supporters, Sauce's explosion wasn't just personal, it was exposing a pattern that could shake the entire hip-hop jewelry market. For Sauce Walka, this wasn't about disrespecting Johnny's rise or accomplishments. It was about loyalty, fairness, and holding people accountable to the community that made them who they are.